This is session 1 of a series I'm just calling Faith. And I want to take a look at faith. What do we mean by it? Because it's a word we use a lot, but do we really stop and think, what are we saying when we say the word faith? Now there's a definition in Hebrews 11:1. Faith is being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we do not see. Now make it sound a little bit like faith is perhaps wishful thinking or just hoping that things will turn out a certain way. But the definition in that verse uses two words, sure and certain. And so those aren't words that go with groundless hope or wishes. They talk of certainty. Faith starts with our experience that God is trustworthy, and then it heads for what He's promised. So if we've found that God's been trustworthy in the past, then we can trust that He will fulfill the promises, and so we can step out into that promise, whatever it is. Paul in 2 Corinthians 5:7 says, "For we live by faith, not by sight." It can sound a little bit like we just ignore what's around us and we live in hope. The verse is more accurately translated, we walk by faith and not by sight. And that has a slightly different feel to it, because our life is like a journey that we walk, and we do it trusting in the goodness of God, trusting in His promises. Faith has to be based on knowledge, and our knowledge comes from what our brain says is logical, makes sense. It's called reasoning. But our knowledge also comes from what we experience with all our senses, touch, taste, sound, sight. And that's our perception. And this is the basis of faith. But faith goes beyond our reasoning and our perception, because the Christian faith is a revealed faith. It comes from God speaking to us through His word or directly to us. In the 15th century, the Reformers made a definition of faith, and they said it's got three parts. The first part is the data, or the information, i.e., Jesus is the Son of God. The second part of faith is, do I believe that or don't I? But our belief doesn't make faith. We need a third aspect, and that is that we will act on what we believe, and we'll do it with love. So faith is knowledge, it is perception, but it's more than that. It's certainly not less than that. It's certainly not something separate from reasoning and perception. Each of these parts is just as important. The information has to be true. For example, if I were told that the moon was made of green cheese and I decided I believed that, then I might act on it by making it my life's mission to reach the moon and harvest the cheese to go and feed the world. A very noble ambition, but because it's based on wrong information, then I've totally wasted my life's ambition or my life's energy. Or I might have the correct information. For example, Jesus is the Son of God. Do I believe it or don't I? If I don't believe it, I'm quite possibly going to spend my life trying to destroy Christianity or destroy Christians. But if I do believe it, it doesn't really still make it faith, because Satan believes that Jesus is the Son of God. But when he acts on it, he acts in a negative way. Our faith has to be acting in the positive. Real faith says, I know that Jesus is the Son of God. I believe it, and I will act on it by serving Him. So over the next few days, we're going to be looking at how this has worked out in different people's lives.